Hi guys, I'm Shmee, hello and welcome back to the channel where today it is time to install something on the SLS Black Series that I've been talking about for quite a long time and quite possibly the last modification that I will make to this one of the Shmeemobiles. This is to head over to RENNtech to fit a new steering wheel from Carbontastic. Now I'm out here at the Nürburgring, another brilliant stay here at Apex, also with the Senna as well of course, but we're going to head over with the SLS, which means a cold start to get things going, over to RENNtech, basically across the road, to go see the new steering wheel, get it installed, along with something else that is long overdue for this car. As always, there is a lot going on here. The GT RS MR is just up there, the 720S. My Senna is hanging around for a bit more at the moment. We've got the Apex M3, but the SLS is heading over to RENNtech and it is currently filthy. I have done a lot of miles now with this. I think it's 12, 13,000, something like that, since I brought it out on this trip originally a couple of months back. And of course, it's not been washed in ages, hence splattered a lot of bugs. The wheels are absolutely filthy. I tell you, that's one downside of having super bright silver wheels, is that they are very hard to keep looking clean. Anyway, let's get this started. The cold start, thanks to the RENNtech R1 package, always sounds immense. Of course, I've got the Centurion key in action. Let's turn it on, get the car woken up, and then cold start time. Perfect, bouncing off the wall. Right, let's drive over to RENNtech then, and I can show you the new steering wheel that is going to replace this original one, which of course is looking pretty dated. Back in the workshop, where all of the upgrades that were done to this car were carried out, and of course in some pretty epic company as always. There's a GTR up on the ramps, the E63S just here, one of the 750 GTR Pros, the A45S beyond it, and then tucked in the AMG GT3 race car, the very car in which I experienced my fastest ever passenger lap on the Nürburgring Nordschleife. But we have come to see the new steering wheel, which is perched on the bonnet of the SLS Black Series. We will be installing it in just a moment, but let me reveal the Carbontastic wheel and exactly what we have got for this car, completely made specifically for the car itself. The new style Mercedes AMG steering wheel, which you can replace into the older model cars to replace those more dated looking wheels. As I said earlier, we'll have them side by side in a second, but I've chosen the specification for this, so it's finished in the black Alcantara. We've got the red stitching around the airbag cover, also the cross stitch on the inside of the wheel. We've got the red leather 12 o'clock stripe, just like we have on the original wheel, and it's finished with the gloss carbon fibre to match all of the glossy inlays that you have on the centre console, as well of course as a red Shmee 150 logo down at the bottom. You can configure this, the controls are all functional. You've got the carbon fibre shift paddles as well, replacing the smaller silver ones that you had originally in the car, but it works in terms of the volume and media controls as well. We'll get this installed. Let me quickly actually show you the one inside. When you go back to that, how old school does it look compared to the newer one? In fact, the steering wheels are actually heavier than you think they are. Look at that. Look at the difference between those, but look at how this matches completely with the interior of the car. How we've got all of the gloss carbon fibre here that goes with the full gloss central console, and the paddles as well, going from those smaller silver paddles to the new extended carbon fibre paddles. So I'm looking forward to getting this fitted. I think it's a small process to get that sorted out, but there is also one other thing we need to do while we're here. So we'll crack on with this and make sure everything's functioning correctly. The first step is to make sure the battery is off, and the fun thing with the bonnet of the SLS is you can actually push it to make it go all the way up, the full carbon bonnet, and that sits, well, pretty high in the air, but we need to make sure this is unplugged because of course we do not want any airbags going off in the process. It's kind of interesting how different the old one is. The whole airbag unit actually has the controls as well. So that's out, then the wheel comes off, then the new wheel goes on, then the new airbag goes into the wheel when it's in the car. The new one is in place, needs to be lined up and attached, and then like I said, the airbag goes in just afterwards. Cool, airbag in. Now that has to be screwed in effectively from the underneath, but that is looking awesome. There is some good news, but there is also some bad news. Let's start with the good news, much more exciting. Come and have a look at the new steering wheel installed in the car, which is looking fantastic. In fact, let me just take a seat on board here, and you can see quite how it matches with the entirety of the interior. The Alcantara around the outside, like the lower dash, the lower parts of the door cards, the inserts, the seats. We've got the 12 o'clock marking at the top. Like I said, I didn't opt for the shift lights because you have the shift lights just there, and from the driver's eye line, I thought it would be a little bit overkill to have both. We've got the red stitching, matching with all the red dual stitch you can see around the interior, the glossy carbon fibre like the central console, the gloss black around the button control panels to match with the gloss black on the air conditioning vents on the dashboard. It fits very, very naturally. In fact, let me just press start once for the power, press it again for the ignition, and the buttons and controls do all function. So using the touchpad, which you have on the newer system, if you cycle left to right, for example, it goes through the different menus on the main dash. If you go up and down, it does the normal functionality you would expect, going up and down with the physical hard buttons that you normally have. Then over on the right side, you've got the volume controls, so you can only see here that it's muted because I've got no music playing, but cycling it up or pressing that and it goes back onto mute. There is one slightly funny thing which I did know before, which is that this is the cruise control panel. Now the older Mercedes cars used a physical stalk back here for cruise control, so that doesn't function because this overrides. It still needs to use the original cruise control, but that's a pretty small thing at the end of the day. So good news is it's looking magnificent, fits very, very nicely, especially with the little Shmeemobile logo down at the bottom as well. The bad news, let's touch on this just for a moment, is that despite all of that working on a quick test drive, unfortunately the shift paddles don't work. So there's no manual override of the downshift and the upshift. Of course you can put it in the different driving modes for the gearbox, but you can't do it manually, which is down to the control module. We do actually have two. We tried with this control module first and none of the buttons work with that, so we popped the other one in that's in the car at the moment, and the shift paddles don't. So I'll have to go to Carbontastic to ask about that and find out what they think we can do and whether we've got another control module. But being lunchtime-ish here at the moment in Europe means that the company based out in California are all fast asleep, so we can't ask them right now to get any answers on that front. It just means we're going to have to revert it back to the normal steering wheel afterwards. All I can say though for the time being is that it looks really, really nice, and I'm very excited to have this in, because upgrading the steering wheel, having this new feel to the grips, it was one of my favorite upgrades I did back with my red Focus RS. When we put a new steering wheel in that, it really revolutionized the drive of the car, and yeah, I think this looks brilliant. It's just frustrating that it's not 100% perfect first time out, but we'll get it sorted out in the not too distant future, I hope. We've pulled my car outside, but something particularly beastly is just returning back from a run on the dyno. The GTR here, which has the full package, both visually, but also in terms of the upgrades. It's running about 850 horsepower, on the way to over 900, obviously even further than I took my original AMG GT R, but you can see it's got the aggressive diffuser. Sounds nuts for the twin-turboed engine. You've got the double layer on the rear wing, you've got the new wheels with the accent pack to go with the design, the new skirts. It's had the louvres installed as well. Normally a first-gen GTR wouldn't have the louvres here on the arches at all. You've got the flicks around the front. What else do we have? I guess a couple of other things. We'll get the bonnet open and have a look at that in a second. Inside, we've got a yellow cage, all sorts of details. This thing sounds mental. Sounds good, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. Let me just actually come and open this. A few other upgrades. They've also installed satin carbon on the steering wheel. The yellow cage, as I mentioned. Let me pull this quickly. Come and show you what's gone on here. It's actually a really cool engine bay on this car because lots of carbon fibre. Obviously the new turbos to take the power up. The standard power from the 4-litre twin-turbo V8 is 585. So, well, already about 300 horsepower up on that. And going even further, and then all of the carbon panels over the top, which look very, very nice. So this is a massive project on this car. Pretty cool. I want to point out one other thing about this car, by the way, which is that, of course, I upgraded it to have the full carbon side sills. This was a factory option, but this car didn't have it from new. Normally they would have been body painted, so I still have the original Himalaya grey ones. But something that happens when you step in and out, like in many supercars, is that you almost drag your feet across here, which means that you do get the risk of a little bit of damage. Now, this car has some PPF on it, but I am going to need to replace the PPF because I have caught it in a few places. But that is the beauty of it. It protects the carbon, it will still look immaculate, and of course that's after 12,000 kilometers or so, so it's not really that surprising. Now, there was one thing that I did mention before, that after doing the respray there was one single part that we couldn't get a hold of, and that was the outer door seal. It's a seal that runs around here, effectively making contact with this part all the way around the whole of the door opening, obviously to reduce some wind noise and to stop some of the build-up of dirt. So we need to give this a bit of a clean. We do now have those parts, they've been manufactured. Obviously there was a big hold up considering the global situation and getting them delivered. So we've got that, that's gonna go on now. And the other thing I mentioned when I did my last update was about the reversing camera, which for some reason isn't working. We're gonna have a quick look, see if it's come unplugged or something like that at the back, and if there's any way of maybe fixing that up as well. But it's actually sad not to have the new steering wheel in it. Hopefully we'll be able to get that done, and I'll let you know about it in the not too distant future. I tell you what though, the sound of the naturally aspirated engines, that is where it is at. One of many things I love so much about this car. The system is completely hooked up at the moment, and you can see the reversing camera is in diagnosis mode, and the flash of green basically means that the signals are effectively working, but the screen is not showing any image from the camera back here, which we presume means the camera itself is defunct. We've checked the wirings, had to take off the under trays and things to check through all of that underneath. And the frustrating bit about this is a new one of these little cameras, because it is SLS specific in terms of the housing and brackets, is about 600 euros plus tax. So that's frustrating, but I guess it's part of life. It just doesn't seem to be working. Fast forward a moment, and as if by magic, we now have most of the new seal installed. There's still a little bit more to do along the top, but obviously this mated to that is just going to help a little bit more, and should, well, technically have been on the entire time, just unfortunately the part was out of supply, so we weren't able to get it. And then we'll be able to try and clean up some of the mess down at the bottom as well. But this has been long overdue, a bit like, as you probably remember, the situation we had to get the right badge. This is all part and parcel of owning a car that is a little bit older, you know, about 7 years old now for the SLS Black Series and things like this. Just going to have to deal with them as and when they crop up. Time to get the car back outside then. All is done finally with this. Of course the car has had a few of these struggles along the way, but part and parcel of the ownership with them all. That's a pretty epic trio of cars right now. Ignore the squealing of the tyres. So there are some things that are going to still be needed with this car on a future visit. Things like a service, given how many miles I've done, that's going to be needed very, very shortly. I want to check out the alignment as well with the amount of driving I've done. Obviously it needs a proper clean up too. We'll get the camera sorted and get the steering wheel sorted. So definitely going to be another visit to come. I had thought I'd take it back to the UK right now, but I might leave that, just extend it ever so slightly longer. It is definitely the end of the day vibe, the low sun, and in fact you can hear some of the cars blasting out onto the Nürburgring. This is the industrial park, and the Nordschleife runs just behind those buildings, so the Touristenfahrten entrance is over there. You hear the cars as they accelerate out, plenty of Porsches and things, and in fact the arrival again of this beast. I hear that coming a mile away. Sounds fantastic as always. Of course today the intention had been to fit the last modification, the steering wheel being the last thing that I wanted to change, and being the end of the day I have actually now been able to make communication with Carbontastic to talk a little bit about what we can do and work out how to get this fixed and working properly and correctly in this car. Obviously, as I mentioned, there are a few more things that I do want to get sorted out with it, so I'm going to keep the SLS out here for a little bit longer, of course to do some more laps of the Nürburgring, but also to sort out the reversing camera, the steering wheel. I want to have the alignment done. I think it will need some new tyres as well. Also, as I mentioned before, I did manage to prang this again. Downside of going through the carousel with this car, because you have so much weight up front, that corner gets very low to the ground, touches the ground, and that needs to be sorted out, and then ideally a service as well, given it's done quite so many miles. Now, I've only owned it so far for about 6 months. I had intended this year to include those miles basically driving the car across America. That was the original plan. I think it's probably done more miles here than it would have done over there, just not the original thoughts. I guess this year hasn't, quite sure what that was. Anyway, prototypes heading out all over the place. I'm not quite sure that, that this year's gone the way that anybody really expected, but great to be able to have enjoyed this car quite so much, and hopefully it won't be that long now until it's got the correct steering wheel, the new steering wheel from Carbontastic, properly fitted and installed. So as always, a big thanks to the team here for all of their work, hugely appreciated, to just run over things and keep the car running thoroughly and properly. And I think for today, I'll have to leave it there. Hopefully there'll be an update quite soon to show you the completely final look when all is done. So thank you very much for watching, guys. I appreciate your support as always. That is it for this time, and I'll see you again very soon. Cheers.